Swords and Starships says, I'm considering doing my own audiobook of my second book, but the thought is intimidating. Not sure if my voice acting would be good enough.
See, that's why I got a microphone, because I could do voice acting. Lord Otter can confirm that.
Too bad too bad Herman's not on stream at the moment because Captain Garrett Herman's got a couple of audiobooks out and he's been through the process a few times. We've discussed it a bit on here, but
Well,
yeah,
James is here.
he's well, yeah, James, you pretty much just created an audiobook.
There we go. Perfect.
Yes. It definitely was a process of just, well, the route that I take, let's put it this way. My narrator is 100% AI generated.
Yeah.
It came out pretty good considering that.
Yeah, I was actually kind of impressed. I'm like, that's AI, but man, it's actually pretty smooth.
Is that the same voice you used for the I forget his name, the King of the Undead there?
Yes, for the original one.
Yes.
I'm
trying to remember the name of that story.
I don't think I actually gave that one a name, did I? It was a very short story. It was more so just like this flash fiction that I turned into audio, and I posted it on SoundCloud like months ago, and I just left it there. I don't even remember what it's called, but that's kind of where the concept came from, and I was playing with it for a while, and then I finally went for it, and then I used the voice to generate the audio, and it cost me like roughly $200 to get it done wholly. But I tried, well, the rest of the voice actors, I say I had three AI voices generated in there and about 3 to 4 voice actors. I say it's kind of hard to remember because I literally just crashed course all this and ran with it, but I did have a background knowing kind of audio files and audio software and things of that nature. So I would say if you want to start off anywhere, start just researching audio to begin with and familiarize yourself with the variety of pathways forward, because everything's becoming much more acceptable. Or
Rita, could you check the private chat, please?
Are you a mod? You can't invite him unless you're a mod.
You know what you should do, James?
Hold on one moment.
What's up, Billy?
Do a Dagoth type of story and have him as the AI narrator.
Well, you know, when you want to release them, you can't actually use those for monetization. I had to, the original voice Wrangler was talking about was actually a clone of Christopher Lee. And this voice, if you listen to it, is actually a little bit different because I had to generate a voice as close as I absolutely could based off of another voice. And that was as close as I could get.
How are you building this stuff?
And
it's a program.
I'm working on it now. I'm relearning how to use Discord. It's been a while. Okay. I'm gonna get there.
It's this online software called 11 Labs that allows you to clone voices or use their already generated voices. And they recently released some software that I am excited for, where it essentially just mimics your cadence of your voice, but kind of generates it using one of their separate voices. So one person could possibly be a voice actor for 6 or 7 different characters, male and female.
That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've been playing around with that a little bit, and that's what I want to start messing with in the future. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. But that's an option that that's the path that I went down. If you liked what you heard there. But nonetheless, I did have a background already, or a familiarity with the audio software. And I'd say that's what you're definitely going to need before you even delve into that, is, learn as much about audio as you can.
Yeah. Well, obviously you learned a lot because it paid off and it sounds great. Great production.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. And there's going to be a lot more to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask both you and Herman about it as well. I do have plans down the line to make an audio version for my book. So
I would say if I did have the money for hiring a voice actor, I would, except the voice actor is going to cost you a lot of money. If you're a narrator, a lot of money for like, oh man, if you want to do an entire book, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like this next year, I had this idea of trying to get a studio started, like with different collaborators for audio work, and see about making a group that can help people kind of put together audiobooks. I have no idea how to do it, but it's something I've kind of thought about.
Oh, James, didn't you want to try to do a radio program show? Were you the one calling up with that idea?
Possibly. You have to go into more detail. Like an audio drama.
Audio drama, like multiple actors and a narrator. So that'd be like one guy narrating the story, and then the actors pipe in and do basically like an old time radio show, but updated for podcast. I mean, I'm sure it's still being done.
Yeah, I'm definitely working. I'm going to work on those. This is like not too dissimilar, except it's just the writing format is different. Is all. It's basically as the writing format. The dramatized audiobooks are exactly that. It's every word in the audiobook. But a audio drama is it's a scripted audio play, so you don't have to all that extra narration. You will have narration, just not that much that you would in an entire book.
Mm-hmm. Christy has joined us. Merry Christmas, Christy.
Merry Christmas, Christy. Yeah, no, it's interesting too. Like when it's everybody voicing a whole bunch of different characters, like a full cast kind of thing. It's all up to you just have to focus on your individual performance versus just one guy narrating an audiobook. Sorry. And then that they have, like when you're doing that, you have to be able to voice men, women, and then also have a good like basic narration voice.
Mm-hmm.
Just a whole different ball game.
And I was trying it out with reading Arch Snow's book here, and trying to narrate it with my own voice, and then doing like some sort of southern twang with the characters, and then trying to go between the two. Really freaking hard.
Oh, switching voices can be.
That book should be read by Sam Elliott.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My problem is I haven't spent that much time down south. I don't know what southern I know what movie southerners sound like, and I have friends who sound southern, but I'm like
me.
Well, there's different varieties of southern accents too.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing like Louisiana when it's Texas. Texas, I'm sure would be offended by that.
Like I was raised around kind of
Florida,
like
Georgia type dialect.
Yeah, there's like Georgia, there's Tennessee, there's Texas, there's all sorts of different inflections based on where you are.
So I'm not
Texas is more western than southern.
I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody I talked to recently, Otter knows. Boy, I could recognize the Tennessee.
I know who you're talking about.
My grandpa's family's from South Carolina, like right there on the border. And oh my gosh, even with the hole where he had a trach surgery, you could still hear the southern draw in the robot voice.
I would say the Carolina, Georgia version of the southern accent is probably the thickest, most standout of all of them.
Tennessee can be pretty thick too.
What about the Florida Panhandle? You get some wacky weird ass in there.
I mean, true. I haven't spent quite as much time in the Florida Panhandle to fully notice it, but I have heard some of it. I know what you're talking about.
My buddy, he showed me like some he showed me footage from his like family and friend like kind of reunion they had over there when he went back, and he's like, "This sounds like a freaking movie, dude. It's not real."
Oh, easy for you to say. I spent a week talking to Grandpa, and I have it again.
Some Floridans sound like fucking Californians that don't have an accent.
Yeah, that's true. It's weird. Florida is an upside down.
Well, Florida gets a lot of people moving there from around the world, from around the states. So.
Yep.
Especially lately.
Well, a chick I went to high school with, she was from Florida, like born and raised in there. She had no fucking accent whatsoever.